So I want you to imagine this. You just landed after a 14-hour plane ride. You're exhausted. Your phone just hit 1%. The Wi-Fi airport will not connect, so you have no way to call a ride. You don't know where your hotel is. Your cards are blocked because the bank didn't know that you were leaving the country. And you have zero local cash. You're not just traveling, you're stranded. Too many tourists end up in this situation. People think you only need a passport and a credit card to travel. They're wrong. If you don't have these next 5 things, you're pretty much just inviting the airlines and immigration to make the first 24 hours of your trip a total nightmare. I've been traveling 10 years and I'm just looking to share what I know to make your travels a little easier. Make sure you subscribe for all things travel. The worst feeling is being on an immigration line, getting to the immigration officer, them asking for something completely random, and you have to take off your backpack or open your suitcase to get it. You're checking in baggage, you never know what can happen to that baggage. So it's always good to have a bag that has not only your documents, but your first 24 hours essentials kit. Always make sure all your documents are in a separate bag. And I know a lot of people might think that this is obvious, but you'd be surprised how obvious it's not. So make sure that everything is within easy access. The smart thing to do is get an eSIM. You have a phone number and you have data. However, those things have given me issues, so I always keep physical copies of everything I need immediately landing at the airport. Now, if you're watching this video, you might be ready to take the road and do the backpacking around the world thing. When you get to a country, an immigration officer has the right to ask to see your return ticket. Do not show up at a country without a return ticket. Ways around that are paying a fee on this website. And what it does is it pretty much is like renting a ticket. You pay a fee, get the ticket. It's good enough to show the immigration officers and you'll be on your way. Or you can just go ahead, book a return ticket, cancel it within 24 hours. As long as it's within 24 hours and booked 7 days out of your travel, the airline has to refund you the money. I'll be the first one to admit that my card has gotten blocked being overseas. It was a disaster. I was in Panama. Thankfully, I met a very nice cab driver who was able to take me on my runs, and I had an awesome friend back home who was able to send me money through Western Union. Learn from me so you don't have to go through it. Make sure you have a substantial amount of cash on you. Depending on what country you're going to, they might have cash entry requirements anyway. For example, to enter Thailand, you need 20,000 baht. They don't necessarily ask, but they have a right to if they want, right? Make sure you have that cash on you and always have 2 backup credit cards. Cash is not something that many people think of because a lot of the world is digital now, but you'd actually be surprised. These are one of those things that you don't know how much you need it until you don't have it. Cash is king, especially in Thailand. I am gonna say do not exchange all your money at the airport, but be prepared to exchange a good amount, at least so you can get to your hotel. If anything happens where your Airbnb host is not available or your hotel reception is closed, at least you know you have money that you can go and sit at a cafe and eat until that works itself out. Power bank. It's always good to have a backup battery and a power bank on you. Get a universal charger before you leave home. Those things are the best thing to carry on you. Just keep them in your travel backpack. I have an international charger that I just leave in a suitcase in case I'm gonna travel. I don't even have to think about it because I've also learned my lesson. Offline information. As many of you may or may not know, you can actually download your Google Maps so you can see it when you're offline. Therefore, if you can't connect to the Wi-Fi, your eSIM is giving you some kind of issues at the airport, you're backed up by your offline. Let's talk about passport copies. I don't understand why people don't carry this on them. Always keep physical copies of your passport, and not just your passport, visa, if you're traveling with a pet, their paperwork. Phones die, screenshots can get lost, and it's just always good to have it on you. A lot of people prefer not to leave the hotel with their passport. I'm one of them. I'll always carry a copy of my passport. Anything can happen. You can get stopped by law enforcement, emergency to the hospital. Always keep a physical copy of your documents on you.